Call of Duty. Infinitely shit. Hey, what's up guys, I'm Apache King and welcome back to another video. Today I have my first impressions of the Infinite Warfare beta. Now, before I get into this video, I'd just like to say that these are my opinions, so if you disagree with me, just leave your opinions down below in the comments and, let me know if you agree with me or disagree with me. But like I said, these are just my personal opinions. And before you start saying that, this is a beta, so of course there's going to be problems. This is basically the full game because they already announced that it's gone gold, which means they already dispatched all the discs to retailers and stuff like that. So, they can't really change anything. I mean, yeah, they can do a day one patch, but there's not much they can actually change. So what you see is what you get, basically. So before I start going into the bad things and the good things, I'd just like to say the way this game plays, it feels a lot like Ghosts. So it's sort of like a mixture of Ghosts, mainly Ghosts, with a bit of, or quite a lot of Black Ops 3. And there's also a hint of Advanced Warfare in there. Some elements are very, very similar to Advanced Warfare. And also, in terms of the guns, they're very similar to Halo. So with all that being said, let's just get straight into it. So I think I'll start off with the bad things about it and then end on a positive note. So starting off with bad things, the snipers are OP. So if you've played Black Ops 2, you'll know that there's snipers everywhere, and you know that it can get annoying. You shoot loads of bullets into them and then all of a sudden you're dead because they just one-shot you, even in the foot or leg or whatever. And they did announce somewhere that it will be a one-shot kill from, I believe it's the chest up to the head, and that's not the case at all. It's like the legs, the foot, anywhere, and it's a one-shot kill, which is quite annoying. Next thing I'll talk about is the animations. I also have this down as a good thing as well, because some of the animations it's sort of kind of weird because they start off good. Like, for example, your combat rig in the main menu in the lobby. There's one of them that I think is the first one. When he opens up his gun, it's sort of slow, like when he's preparing it, and then all of a sudden cuts to where it's closed again. It's not very smooth like in Black Ops 3. Like, if you look at the animations in Black Ops 3, they're very smooth, very sort of realistic. Like they seem to animate properly and very realistic. In Infinite Warfare, they seem very rushed. And this game is pretty much done. They can't change much from now until release, so, they should really have made them better, to be honest. Next up is the time to kill. Now, when you're shooting someone, it does seem fairly normal, maybe 1 or 2 bullets quicker than previous Call of Duties, but to be killed, like you saw in the clips at the beginning, it's pretty ridiculous. Like, that last death I showed, I didn't even have a chance to shoot him. I didn't even have a chance to aim down sight or shoot a bullet or anything. I was just, run around the corner, that's it, instantly dead. So yeah, I think they should make it at least 1 or 2 bullets more to kill someone, because it's just like Ghosts, where it's just instantly dead, really. Next up is the announcer, and what I mean by that is, when they say enemy UAV online, etc., they seem too quiet, really. It's sort of a little bit quieter than the sound effects, and you can't really adjust it in the settings. There is a voice volume, but that's just for voices, like the chat, really. So yeah, he's too quiet, and then because you can't really hear what he is saying, you get randomly exploded by these score streaks that you didn't even know were inbound or anything. It can be quite annoying. So I wish they would turn that up a bit at least, or quite a lot, just so you can properly hear it, or even add a slider so you can adjust how loud it is. Next up is the maps, and they're all pretty bad, to be honest. They're very random, and especially the frontier map, that's very annoying. Like, where you think there would be doorways, there isn't. And then there's like this big long line of sight down the middle of the map, and then there's all these underground areas and enemies can just sneak up on you. The spawns are terrible, and it's just not a very good map at all, really. And what the most annoying thing about Frontier, which is the spaceship map, is the fact that when you die, your body floats around the place, and then, every single time I see a floating body, because there's movement system, I think that it's, someone boost jumping or whatever. But it actually isn't, it's just a dead body. And then, I can end up dying because I was shooting a dead body when, you know, there's some guy right in front of me on the ground that's shooting me. So my suggestion would be to maybe make them disappear faster, or maybe if they just slowly floated down to the ground, that would be better. And like I said before, with the score streaks, you kind of randomly die. Like the lethals and the tacticals are pretty bad. Like they're very OP. Like, you know, there's not really any warning that they're going to kill you or anything. You're just all of a sudden dead. You see it, split second later, you're dead. There's no way to counteract it or anything like that. The respawning is also a little bit annoying. The fact, like, normally when you die, you can just press square a couple of times and then you'll respawn. On this, you have to wait until it shows the kill cam and then you can press square. And after you die, you have to wait a good few seconds before you even see the kill cam. So yeah, that can be quite annoying as well. So if they sped it up just like previous Call of Duties, that would be great. Now this next one, this won't really bother you if you sit close to TV or monitor, but for me I sit quite far back, so, and what I'm about is the words, you know, the text on the screen, like in the menus especially, it's very, very small. I can barely read it. I have to lean forward to actually read what it says. But like I said, if you sit close to your TV or monitor, this probably won't be a problem. You can see it just fine. And on the subject of text, if you have ever seen the migrating host screen, it's really weird because the text on that is huge. Like it takes up the full top left corner of your screen, your TV screen or monitor screen. And yet the rest of the text is tiny. I don't really get it. They should kind of make it more linear, to be honest. Next thing is supply drops are in it, and you know, this is sort of encouraging pay to win, and there are gun variants which can be a bad thing, but from what I've seen of gun variants, they only really add perks to it. They don't really change the specs or, you know, the stats of the gun to make them more powerful. It's only really perks, like maybe you run faster, reload faster, which is fine if it stays like that, but from what I've heard, there are actually pay to win weapons, which is of course annoying. Next one I have is combat rigs, and you know, the combat rigs are just OP. I know, you know, they're just basically specialists and they're supposed to be good, but they're ridiculously good. Like, it's 1 or 2 bullets from, you know, whatever weapon the combat rig is using and you're dead. There's not really a chance to actually kill them, and there's no really way to counteract it. Like, if you're being shot by a combat rig, their weapon or whatever, you can't counteract it. That's it, you're dead. There's no way to kill them because, I don't know, they're just too OP, really. Like, they shouldn't be that good. At least in Black Ops 3 with the specialists, you can counteract it. So if you're being shot at by your Annihilator, for example, if he misses, then, you know, you still have a chance to kill him, whereas in Infinite Warfare, you don't have a chance, you're dead, that's it. And the last thing I'm going to talk about is the camos. Some people are saying that they're more realistic, but I mean, there's a pink camo, which, that's not realistic. I doubt they would have a pink camo in the army in real life. And yeah, they just look horrible, really, like, quickly thrown together in Photoshop or whatever, and, you know, not much thought put into it. There's not really any nice ones. There are some extra ones. I don't know, I think it's if you pre-order or something like that, you get these extra ones, but the basic ones, like the default ones, are terrible. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the bad points. For the okay points, I only really have music, and I suppose animations can go in there as well. Because the music doesn't really suit the game, but it doesn't sound terrible, so, you know, I'd just say the music is okay. And gun variants can kind of go in the good category as well, because from what I've seen, they're only really perks, like I said. They're not really changing the stats to make them really strong, like in Advanced Warfare or whatever. From what I've seen, at least. I'm not sure whether all of them are like that, but from what I've seen, that's what it's like. And lastly, for the good points, is the Black Market Robot. I honestly quite like the Black Market Robot. He, you know, in Black Ops 3, he's sort of moaning that you're there, even though you're really giving him money for stuff. Whereas this one is kind of more friendly, which I kind of prefer, to be honest. Some people might prefer the Black Ops 3 Black Market guy, but I don't know, it's down to personal opinion, really. And that's pretty much it, to be honest. That's all I have to say for good, okay, and bad things. So overall, I would say if you liked Ghosts and Black Ops 3, then you'll probably like this game. If not, then you'll probably hate it. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments, whether you agree or disagree with me. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.